Welcome to the Real Boardloft. I'm Trip Forman. This is Matt Biolos, and we are here to talk about the Lost Evil Twin. Matt, what's up with this board? Give us your insight on what's going on with this design.
I love this board, and this board is part of a series of boards we released this year where I kind of just cut loose and chased all my vanities of board design. And it was the most wild, varied, and unorthodox and somewhat uncommercial line I've ever developed. And I just kind of did it for fun because I have such a focused and busy and stressful kind of life just making high-performance shortboards for pro surfers. And everybody's kind of chasing trends and designing to find that magic, king model that sells 1,000 boards. And I just wanted to have fun and make a bunch of cool stuff and challenge the customers, challenge surfers and my friends, and to like open up their minds and try kind of edgy, different, off-the-wall stuff.
Right.
This one is pretty unique. It's the Evil Twin. It's basically designed around a design concept called an elevated wing, which I learned from an old friend of mine, a San Clemente shaper named Max McDonald, who's probably best known for working with Malcolm Campbell and the Bonzer brothers. And he worked with them shaping their Bonzers a lot in the 80s and 90s, and he brought this concept to the Bonzer. It's like an EVW, or elevated wing. And he taught me how to do it about 25 years ago in the early 90s. I had a lot of fun. I wrote a couple of the boards that he did with it and made a few. And then I started using it when my Japanese distributor asked for something really unique for some Japanese specific boards, only available in Japan, to give him an edge in the market. And we've been doing these elevated wings in Japan for about 6-8 years.
Okay.
Every season we do a new model and update it, and they love it because what the elevated wing does is it sort of allows you to stay with a really flat board, a really low flat rocker, and you're basically putting a radical hyper extended rail rocker. So the board, when it's surfing on a small tiny little wave or even a good wave, it's kind of really fast and flat and drivey. But when you put it up on a rail, you engage this radical curve essentially kind of right around your foot, and it just whips you into a turn and locks and kind of really feels loose and free when you go on a rail. It also, the way it works is you need a lot of space for the wing, so it gives you a really parallel outline between your feet, like your front foot here, your back foot here, and you get a ton of drive off this, like a fish, where it's really straight outline. So you get a lot of drive, and when you put that straight outline on the rail, but at the same time, it counterbalances with this extreme flip in the rail. This board features a lot of really bitchin' glass work. There's a real sharp edge on both edges on this elevated flute, and there's a super noticeable, pronounced double concave in V from about the Mayhem logo back. It kind of loosens the board up as well and runs through the tail rocker. And then up front, it's got like a real forward thickness flow, so the thickness stays really full and thick, kind of up into the nose, and it has a radical extreme drive and paddle power off of it. So it's a low entry rocker, but it is a modern board. It's got a single concave, over an 1/8 inch deep under the front foot, a little bit of roll in the nose, spiral V, double concave through the tail, a very parallel outline through the middle with a pulled in pointy nose, and that wing gives a lot of release and bite. When you're standing just behind this wing, it's just kind of a live area that just frees the board up. It's an extremely diverse board. It's really functional as a single fin with a little kind of Parmenter Black Widow or whatever, like Widowmaker side bites. With that fin setup, it's really drivey and glidey, good in like open faces and long drawn out waves. I prefer to ride it primarily in smaller surf and tighter arcs, so I use it as a twin with a special stabilizer that Futures made us that slides into this single fin box. Futures also made us a special single fin that I'd shaped and designed specifically for this board that goes into this box as well. And they also have available a thruster fin that fits in this box. So you can ride this as a thruster as well. And the younger guys, like the Kobayashi brothers, Shaw, who works for me at our warehouse, and Kay, who's a pro surfer, he's in and out of the top 100 at any given time. I made them a couple of these boards, and they really like them as a thruster. You know, they put a thruster that's designed to fit in the longboard box with normal thruster fins here. So it's a very diverse board that can be ridden many different ways. But this board, you know, it's not designed for young rippers. Mason went crazy on it. He made a 3 or 4 minute edit on it this wing. But Mason makes a beautiful edit on all our boards.
Exactly.
So this is the Evil Twin. It's definitely designed as an easy riding, kind of souped up alternative fun machine. You know, it's got a flat deck. It's got full steep rails. It's really easy to paddle. It goes fast on anything. And you can really knife it in and hook it in fun pockets. And if you like attention, this board will get you some attention.
I mean, it's cool to hear you talk so much about the wing on the board, because I think a lot of people hyper focus on the fin setup, you know, and all the different fins that you can put on that board. But I mean, looking at this wing, there's a lot, and maybe, I don't know if you can see it when you're viewing it like online, but it adds rocker to it right here, but it also thins the rail out.
Oh, you knife it in.
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
And like surfing this board in Puerto Rico, like you could get this thing going so fast down the line to the point where you didn't think you were going to be able to hold the rail in a turn, and it would just hold.
It's actually one of the hardest carving boards we have. Like this board is a carving machine. Like even Chloe and Dino, who's so hyper focused on competitive surfing, you know, I make him one about most of these just to get his input and feedback. And he just like, what I really like about that board is I could carve that board as hard as I could freaking carve. No matter how fast you're going, like what you said, as simple as I can just lay that thing and it holds in. It holds in. Even as a twin fin, it holds in.
Yeah, and I think it was cool also, like like with the shorter center fin box, custom designing that trailer fin, like with the overhang, so that you don't have to go with the long box in order to get the fin in the right place. Like obviously you guys put a lot of time into the design of that fin.
We put a lot of time into this board. So yeah, the back, you know, this thing's 4.5, 5 inches up. So if you were just to put a normal trailer, it'd be too far up. So we designed that specific trailer so it hangs over the back. So you can put it at 3.5, 4 inches and actually is functional. It actually noticeably adds bite. You know, but at the same time, you're not it's plenty long for a single fin, even if you push it all the way up. Whereas a thruster, you can get it all the way back, and it's a big enough fin where it matters. You know, it still bites.
What do you think wave range on this board?
This board, wave range, I've ridden this board. I have a 6'2", a little like a 6'2" and 6'4" dimensions, and then I have a 6'4" stock, and I've ridden them in double overhead trestles. And I've had fun on this board in, you know, waist-high Doheny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that's a good bit of the backstory on the Lost Evil Twin.
The Evil Twin.
If you have any questions about this board or any of the other Lost boards, you can give us a call at the shop, 252-987-6000, or you can look us up online, realwatersports.com/surfing. Thanks for tuning in.